In 2015, it was my boss and I's first harvest here at Bouchaine Vineyards, and we had a particular block that experienced significant bird damage, and it didn't allow us to make that particular wine that year. So that following 2016 winter, spring, we ran into a colleague and she was meeting with her falconer, and that turned out to be Rebecca Rosen.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Rosen and I'm a professional falconer. When I first arrive at a vineyard with my falcons, it really just depends on the time of the year. When we first start, our job is to train other birds that eat the grapes to stay away. So typically when I drive through, I assess the number of birds in the area and decide whether or not to fly a falcon. Later in the season, when I pull up to the vineyard, the birds just kind of flee because they associate the bird with my vehicle.
What made us decide to use falconry is that we wanted something that was sustainable or green. So prior to working with Rebecca and falconry in general, what we had been using before was just bird netting. And so bird netting is good because it excludes birds from the fruit zone of the vines. Now, the downside of using bird netting is that it covers it, but they can still sort of poke their beaks through there. And when they poke a berry, that can initiate mold, rot, and that's not what we want.
So when we initially start flying our falcons over the birds, their instant reaction to the falcon is that of a wild falcon. They feel as though, you know, a falcon in the air, it kind of gives them the, I tell people it's like a shark fin in the ocean. So you're at the beach, you're enjoying things with your family, you see a shark fin, everybody goes, shark, shark, out of the water. Same thing happens when the distinctive profile of a falcon is in the air.
So since 2016, when we started working with Rebecca, we have seen a decrease in bird damage. We still use some bird netting on parts of the vineyard, not the entirety of it, but we do have Rebecca watching out for all of our vineyard. And what that does is it allows us to recognize that there is less bird damage. And so in concert with the bit of bird netting that we do have, we've really seen a reduction in bird damage. And what we get from non-damaged fruit is the best ability to make a wine that really represents this vineyard. And so when you have really great fruit, it's setting us up to make the best wine possible each vintage.
I got into falconry, and after I met somebody that was doing falconry in our local area, and he was getting paid to do it, and he needed a little extra help. And so I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. And it didn't work for him very long, but I'm still in the career over 20 years later. The relationship with every bird is very unique. It's just like kids or friends or coworkers. Your bond with each bird is very different. Some of them you feel instantly close to, and it's like you can think each other's mind, and you just work well together. You just have good chemistry. So if anybody's interested in learning more about falconry, you're welcome to come visit me at Bouchaine. Fridays at 10 a.m. we do a falconry and wine pairing